that's just like, let's get going. That's like warming up. All right. So that's why I'm fired up, and that's why it's worth to die for. It's worth all the patience. It's worth all the sacrifice. It's worth to get involved and believe in it. And if you have a question, you have no idea why I'm saying this, okay, or it's not sinking in, it's ask. I'll explain to you how it's much bigger than just another business. Like, okay, did Apple, the company, not the fruit, change the form of our life? 1,000,000%. Okay, but that's just like seriously, like just a one way of and one form of the products. Can you imagine many, many, many more? Add them up on the impact of humanity. If Yahoo shut down tomorrow, how many times they said they're going out of business or sold it? So would it impact your life? Not really. Just grab another email address if you have an email with them, or just dump it. There's so many things can leave, just like human quality. They can leave and remain unnoticed. And there are things really, we rely on them. Unpassive will be a huge dependency in our life in many ways. The digital aspect of it, the practicality and the modalities in it, yeah, that's one thing. But the impact of it, I have stories, I'm telling you. I have stories, okay? I have tried something. I mean, a chicken farm in Guatemala that changed a life that I sponsored. Okay, maybe as a friend, I can share with you. The kids are better, healthier, the family back together. I can share pictures with you, okay? I've never been there, I've never met them, and never had thanks to some of the organization that we can work with. Can you imagine each and every one of us does the same impact? And many, many other stories, okay? It will get better, all right? So any questions before we conclude it? What time is it there, Mahfouz, in Bangladesh now? I can look it up, like that's just to change the topic.
As it's 18 minutes to 12. That means 11 for Q.
Okay. Most people go to bed like what time there?
Yes, maybe Gushminder's.
Go ahead, Gushminder.
Yeah, just yeah. So Ash, I have a question. Like, do we have a soft launch for the or less?
I'm sorry. So you're drinking, Mahfouz, I got the answer. You're not going to bed in the next 15 minutes. You're drinking tea, black tea. That has caffeine, correct? Right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So we have another 30 minutes. Okay, easily. All right, until you flush out the caffeine. Go ahead. Gusminder, so what are you talking about? So soft launch. Do we have what? Maybe the audio is not helping you, Gusminder.
In the meantime, can I ask something while Gusminder is getting his audio?
Please.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, he's back. Okay.
Yeah, just I was like, do we have a soft launch for 3 months or less than that?
My bad. I'm sorry. Say it again. Do we have
soft launch for 3 months or less than that?
The period?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It shouldn't exceed that, like roughly, from my estimate. It shouldn't exceed that. But I think you and I, along with the Leadership Council and the great leaders around us, will have a discussion on that. Okay. Again, we have to be dynamic. I cannot say something like, if I said we're going to take 1,000 founders and put it down 3 years ago, would that be wise? So sometimes we make our own stupid decisions naively. Okay, so for example, if I said we're going to launch on so and so date, and that didn't happen, we're going to make extension, or this, like even co-founders, or how much, and this. So because this is such a humongous, like a massive event in terms of like on passive production and bringing it to reality, and the vision and all the other elements and aspects of it, you cannot predict every tiny details. We have some brackets and parameters. We set things, but if it requires you and I to come and say, how do you think this is working for us? If it's horrible, the next day we'll put it down. If it's meaningful, if it makes sense, we'll do it as long as it's required. We put the parameters, to be clear with you, as up until now, that didn't change. I'm going to update you with that. It is not going to be less than 2 weeks, because that's like the mean, at least to do some traffic and testing. It's not going to be less than 2 weeks, okay? But like, no way. And it's not going to be longer than 3 months, 90 days. Up until now, when we launch, we things and like how the status of everything, things are, payments, traffic, support, the completion of our offices, everything is flat. We don't need to wait. We're just going to go and dig in, right? To the main meal. All right. I hope this is good, Gusminder.
I got a couple questions.
Charles, pick my brain.
Yes.
Go ahead. Yes. That's what I expect from you.
Exactly. I know. No, I know you mentioned a while ago that couple questions, and they relate to each other. A while ago, you mentioned that we may not have that increase in the founders' fee during soft launch, and that you guys, the legal team, was working on it. I don't know if you have any answers for us about that. And secondly, the bonus, which we understand, as far as I'm concerned, you just emphasize on what you told us before about the bonus. That's been said already. However, are we still counting on the previous $20 direct and $2 all the way to level 15, or has that changed?
All right. Let's begin from the first one. The price may change, okay? Up until now, it may change. If it's not going to change, also, it is a slight possibility. But the bigger scenario, or more possible, it will change. You got that? Okay. And the second part, we waited all of this, not like literally waited. We had to fight all of this to make it legal, okay, and not to have like, do you remember? And I know you remember that, okay? Those who've been with us, I said, if I'm unlocked, if I'm unleashed, I'll show you what we will do, okay? I'm just tied up, and I have, to keep it safe, all right? And, legal. So when I said that, we put millions of dollars on that direction. Millions, just to let you know. And I said dollars. I'm not talking even as a cheap currency. And the reason we did that, so we remove all the restrictions. But with that comes some changes, such as 15 levels. Not going to be there, okay? But there will be a more clever, smart team bonus. If you have a team, it will count to you. You follow me? But it's not like, okay, 20, 2. Not that way. All right. Remember, what was on the way, at that stage, we put the 20, 2, and 149 or 147. All right? Now that has been removed, a long fight, aggressive fight, okay? To your advantage. Okay, so we don't need them. So you see my screen. All I'm saying is, okay, so envision this, okay? somebody today is the launch. Let's use a day from the past. Okay, June 1st, 2020. OnPassive is going to the official global launch, right? And the last founder that came in, realistically, they got zero. Okay, no promise that the what do you call it, the bonus is going to serve them. Okay, the semi-launch. Okay, that's fair. But how could that person have a chance? I tell you why. Because this is what you're thinking. Whether you or if you're thinking this way, right? And you're thinking this way, these people that they come the last day and they have nobody, okay, or no sales or anything, that's what you're thinking.
The screen is blank. The screen is just white. We don't see what you're...
You don't see this pen? Maybe I should make it bigger.
I see circles.
No problem.
You might want to make it a little thicker, Ash, a little thicker, so it can be more...
Okay. You got it. No problem. Let me get the thickest. Probably this one, and make it red, maybe more noticeable. Okay.
Yes, the color.
Okay. If you're thinking this way, right? And then huge team, like everybody in a shape of a matrix, and you're thinking, okay, these guys are going to come the last day, the last 5,000 or something, they're at the bottom, or even the last 300,000. Okay, they're going to be here. Now, that's the problem. If you're thinking this way, they're going to start with zero, unless the marketing is going to start and they buy the traffic or the packages and they start coming. Okay. Now, because this is no longer valid, that's how it's going to work. We've learned a lot. Okay. You want to think about it as everybody that already has established network or team, they're fine, right? But also when they buy the packages, them and their team are going to grow, okay? And please don't think of any shape, not like vertical, not in any way. You're not going to see that. You're just going to see a team commission. You're going to see you have a personal, it has a higher rate, and you have no way of calculating, figuring out the equation or the syntax. Okay, so the last people that they will come in, to be fair, so that they can have excitement. And I want to leave it at there, not in any shape. So what you have in mind, cross it off, and then really empty the cup, empty your cup. Okay, the last people that they would have, including the people that they have zero from 2 years. They came, they've done nothing, or they bought 2 accounts, one for a family member, they haven't touched them. So we have a way to know, obviously, AI, okay, the account that have zero or the least or the minimum. And we have aggressive campaigns. So we have the control and the targeted and let me kill it. We have a team in Singapore, okay, being recruited and trained, upcoming AI, LM or ML, machine learning, just focused on this delivery, the automation of delivery of the traffic in such a genius scientific way, where those are the weak spots. I'm sorry, traditional term, okay? We're going to emphasize some exclusive campaigns, empowerment to them voluntarily, because they are founders. All right. So if they were not a founder, they're just going to go in line. Because they are founders And we don't want them. It's not like, okay, wait for like the guy that came day one and go on to day. Yeah, the guy came day one. They already, got a lot of, juice in the tank. But the unfortunate, just because they had the faith, and it's not like really we are in a way entitled, or they are entitled to do that. No. It's just something we thought about it. We thought we can play it. So another couple campaigns so that those guys don't take a while until they are in green. Okay. So without the details, but we figured out a way how the last founder and the founder that has no team, we're going to kind of like give them a treat at no commitment or qualification that they have or entitlement. It just so we want to make sure that everybody succeed, even the last founder or the founder that just came in and probably was hesitant or even, say with me, skeptical. Is that fair?
Very generous, Ash. Thank you so much for explaining that and put a lot of minds at ease, even the new ones that just came in. I really appreciate it.
You got to delete that matrix shape. And if you're going to think, okay, I got like 700, a million people above me, I'm the last guy, I'm in a wide level. No, it's not levels. It's not wide. It's not okay. You have to get better. All right. You have to get better. If that was the case about 1,000 people, 3 years ago, that's different. Okay. But that's no longer practical. And it would be insane to say, oh, we got to keep our word. That's what I knew back then, and we had to improve.
Thank you very much, Ash. While I said this is my last question, I'm getting a message of somewhat of an important question. They're asking are you getting patent on anything, products, on Passive as a whole, or anything like that? Are you working on any of that?
Yeah, everything that we create, we got several now legal avenues that we work with, domestically, globally, everywhere. So everything is being tweaked legally. I cannot announce anything. Okay, that is, what's the status of all of that. But the ownership is something that, and the copyright is something. Is our existence in a way. We have to own the products, absolutely. The platform as a whole, a lot of, IP, intellectual property has to be covered. We pay a lot of money to protect that. So, and by the way, the founders and the NDA and all of that, that's like the least worry, but I'm talking about even the people who are making it, because the most people, that's not, by the way, that's number one possibility somebody will copy it, like the non-compete policy we have, because somebody could work 2 years or a year on a product and they get super hyped up, like I'm going to go and run my own business. Okay. Sweet. But you gotta find a nice orange jumpsuit. Okay. So that's one way. The other way is the public. A lot of people can copy the logic of it, or hackers, and yeah, it can happen. But we have the honor to be the first, and we will do everything in our hands and awareness legally to protect our life. The products is a part of that game. There's so many other plans, other than the product. So we will have to, yeah.
Ash, sorry to interrupt you. Just need a record. I think it's not being recorded now.
Still recording. I'm maybe Antonio, like locally. Somebody's recording. Okay, Angie's recording. Yeah,
Angie's recording.
Okay.
That's fine. Yeah. Everything should be here, and you can slice it the way you want.